Hello YouTubers, it's Travis, welcome back. I have for you today the Decathlon Finals. It's a cube draft and it lasts approximately 200 hours. This is a long video. This is some of the longest content I've ever uploaded to YouTube. So please let me know how you feel about that. The Decathlon was an event where you had to like grind through all of these crazy formats to get entries into. You could get up to 3 tries to make it through the finals. I only had 1, so we had to make the most out of it. And it was a best of 3 cube draft, and you played until you got 7 wins or 3 losses, whichever came first. So as you could see, it was going to be a very lengthy tournament. This format was what led to the kind of creation of the history of draft. So I'm really excited about that. And I also enjoyed the experience. It was fun to go through the different formats, and it was very fun to finish it out on a tournament. So let me know what you think of the event, what you think of me uploading like really long form content like this. But most of all, enjoy the cube draft. Thank you for watching. All right, so my plan is I want to be as aggressive as possible. Mono red preferably. This pack doesn't really lend itself to a particularly aggressive deck. There's a Cave of the Frost Dragon. There's a Skycleave Cleric. I could take Burn Down the House, which I'm not opposed to. And it's kind of the opposite of this pack, but the idea is I should get past stuff that will go in it. Yeah, I'm not looking to do patient rebuilding things. Good morning, Dylan. I think I take Burn Down the House. You can play that in aggressive red deck. That cuts the hell out of red. Like, whoever I'm passing this to is just not going to see any red at all. I like that plan. Like, we're looking to win an event. And here's a little bit of a decision point. Like, I can take Skewer the Critics and try to wheel one of these two, but one of these two is really important for the deck. Good afternoon, Band Geek. But I think I like this plan. There's a chance I can get one of those two back. I also think that they're queuing these instead of like everybody that's actually playing in the event queuing together, that they're just queuing them in with the regular cube. Meaning that I'm drafting with people who aren't necessarily playing in a super competitive event, as you can see, because like we're thrilled to see that Kenra. And frankly would play a Siege Gang commander, but I need to be a grown-up and start taking the 2s. So I think with any luck, we can actually build a pretty reasonable mono red deck here. If the queuing works like I think it does, we've got an even better chance to pull it off, because people just, like, we did a couple practice drafts on Thursday and Friday, and people more or less just ignored red aggressive cards. Yeah, I think is it 4 wins for the draft tokens? I thought it was 4, but whatever it is, that's initially my goal. If we can get there, I'll be super thrilled. Yeah, there's a lot of different fun things you can do playing Cube. I don't think any of them are really appropriate for a tournament. Which has kind of been the only interaction I've had with this Cube so far, is just kind of getting prepped for a tournament in it. I have thoughts about cubes and competitive play, and I don't think they go together, but that's okay. This was a cool event. It was fun to qualify for. It's a neat little mini tournament to play in, and it's got some cool prizes. I got no complaints. Perilous Mirror ain't bad. Outcast ain't bad. Spikefield Hazard ain't bad. There's a lot of stuff here I'm interested in. Oh yeah, maybe I just saw it in the 4th spot, right? Because there's a spot for 0, which I wasn't keeping up with. I think the Outcast is just too good. Gives you a little bit of late game without really asking much. Now, it's possible I am competing with people for what we're doing here. And if I literally can't do this, I'll have to go somewhere else. Don't particularly want to, though. But we're seeing like decent green stuff in this pack still. It doesn't mean anything the way Color Coalition works here. I'm going to take the Caravan, plan on not playing it. If we need to get into like a big stuff deck, I'll have the option to do that. This is a little worrisome here. This makes me feel like I am possibly getting cut on the mono red plans, so I may legitimately have to play a 2-color deck. Which I wouldn't really say I'm excited about. If that's something we have to do, I just take lands. If it's something we have to do, we'll figure out where we go when we get there. This thing do? Okay. That's pretty freaking late, but interesting. There's a Restoration Angel and an Isumaru still here. Like, that may mean instead of mono red, I need to be in mono white, which is kind of scary to do pick 7, you might think, but cube's so deep, it doesn't matter. I'm going to take the Restoration Angel and see what wheels. Okay. Maybe that's not a thing either. It's just a 3-mana draw a creature. I guess you can kind of set up what creature it is you're going to draw. All right, there's potential that we're going to get into green-red. Because green is seeming open adjacent. Because this Garruk isn't bad, right? And we could use the Cultivator's Caravan to ramp into Wildest Dreams, buy back some stuff. I don't think that's terrible. There's the other option of maybe we're going to do mono white. Because these were the 2 best mono white cards in this pack, and they both came back. But I think I'm going to prep for green-red, because we are getting pretty cut here. Although, again, these were the 2 best mono red. We're not getting cut. There weren't enough red cards in these packs. If somebody else is trying to cut red, these were the only 2 red cards there. They would have taken one of them, and they didn't. Mono red's still definitely on the table. Like 100%. That's Jund mana right there, but I'm going to take the Hornet Queen, just in case we do get into the green-red big mana deck. And yeah, we'll keep taking the Jund mana. Because I may have to do it, but I have a suspicion that this is actually quite open. White's looking decent too. Yeah, we may be on Gruul stuff if I literally can't get into mono red aggro. Spot to think about it here. Like, there's a Time Warp, there's a Sword of Body in Mind, which is kind of absurd. There's a Glory Bringer if we're interested in doing big stuff. There's also a Scooz. I think I'm on Sword. There's some decks that just can't beat that. It's over the weekend, sayonara, so people will have time. This event could be very long or very short. We don't quite know yet. But I know I'm coming in with a plan, and that plan is I'm going to try to draft as aggressively as possible. I thought somebody else at the table was doing the same thing until the Marauder and the Dark Dwellers came back. Those were the only 2 red cards in that pack. No one's on mono red. Those are both very good in mono red. And this is very good if we just commit to green Gruul things. Because my only other option is really the Deem Worthy. That would be only if we're doing Jund. I think I may just have to go Gruul. Because there's not a mono red card here. Alright. Let's see where this takes us. This is currently my plan. We would play the Caravan. Might play Wildest Dreams. We certainly could. Let's see. It's 4 mana, taps for 2 mana, and draws me random cards, all of which look pretty freaking good. I think I'm about that. Because if this deck can go from 4 to 6, I can play Hornet Queen and Wildest Dreams and be pretty happy. This thing lets you just play extra lands, right? Yeah. A decent sized body too. I'm kind of thinking about Den of the Bugbear, but I think we're getting into Gruul things now pretty happily. Devil's Play is very replaceable. Not what I'm looking for. If we were trying to get back into mono red, yeah, sure, take the Devil's Play, but I'm not. Joe, thank you for the resub. I think the creature land is too valuable to pass. What is this? 2 3/3s. A Magma Quake and a Blood Crypt. Also Play with Fire. I don't hate Play with Fire. I'll take a Play with Fire. Now here's the thing. We can take Toblerone and cross our fingers and see if we get there on playables for mono red. Because if we do, he's absurd. And it's another indication that it might just be open. But I'd be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that might be too far gone. I think that might be too far gone and we need the Mammoth. Reclamation Sage is great. I already have one. Yeah, I think we're ready to commit to Gruul. And that's too much flexibility not to take. Another decent Planeswalker. I'm pretty happy to have that.
I don't waste words. Let's fight.
I think I'm pretty happy main decking 1 Vandal. I do think I'm the only person that was trying to go mono red in this pod, but wasn't quite able to do it. I could use maybe 1 more 2 and a couple of 3s, and I think we're in business. Marauder probably out in Gruul? I don't think so. I would like the Beast and the Dragonkin Berserker, but I don't really need powerful Mana Sink stapled to my 2s. And I do need a couple 3-drops, so that makes it pretty easy to take the Beast there. Okay, yeah, this is everything we want is Wheeling, which is terrific. I feel like I should take the Duel or the Smashing, because we're certainly going to get there on playables. These are both very powerful effects. I guess Rishar may be good enough that I should just take it. It's a Rigoroth, which I like a good bit, but I think Primal Might would be nice to have. And the deck's almost done at this point. I feel like if we're doing Gruul, it's a little bit more likely that we could actually get the Delirium, which would be kind of neat. But I suppose we don't have to play it. I have played Banneret before. It's fine. This is an artifact. No, this just blows anything up. Okay. An interesting catch-all answer, but I think I like having access to the fireball. Morning, Andy. Toblerone wheeled. Yeah, we're the only one that was trying to get into mono red. It just wasn't actually open. Hey, maybe you're right about the Marauder coming out. I think you might be. I think I like the Rootbound Crag here. Like, Gruul is so open, it really wouldn't surprise me if we wheel that Rada, and I would definitely play the Rada. But there's no excuse as open as this is for us not to have like 5 duels for our color pair and just make the deck more consistent. So I think we're just going to take the Crag. Basically, anytime we can get a duel here, we should be looking for it. Aethersphere Harvester is interesting. Because like I would expect to see some mono red in what we're going into. So just having, you know, gain 6 life seems incredibly relevant to me. It's something that we can crew with Garrick tokens or Zariel tokens. Like I really like having access to this. It's either that or the Crossroads. But I think the life gain nudges this in the right direction. I mean, I'm never not playing Fauna Shaman, right? Yeah. That one's easy. Could pretty easily fit in a black card if we needed to. I don't know why you can't preview that card. It's like, no, you can't see this. Okay, there you go. It's just if they're too far down, you can't, I guess. Weird. Wildest Dreams is a little suspicious, but it's not like I have a ton of removal. So far, I'm happy with it. No, I don't have... This deck doesn't want Immortal Sun. That's some really nice artifact, main deck artifact destruction, but I still feel okay with the Vandal, and I've got a Wilt in the sideboard if we want to bring in more, which is neat. So I think that puts us in just wanting to get another land. I really did like Tauros Disciple too. Like it's a 3-mana 3/3 with haste that puts 4 lightning bolts in your deck. Like you want to finish stuff up, that'll do it, but we're going to be overloaded on playables. Let's just have good mana. I like that plan. I'll take the Scry on the Temple. Okay. But again, I'm expecting to see mono red here. Normally I'd be like Grim Lavamancer, go. But that's a bit of a nombo if we're going to play the Wildest Dreams. And this is just, between this and the Garganoth and the Aethersphere Harvester, I'm probably not dying to an aggro deck, which is good. Ram Through is like an okay removal spell for what we're doing. I don't hate it. The Maniform Hellkite's kind of nice too, but we're not casting a ton of non-creature spells. Well, I guess the Planeswalkers are too. Yeah, we might be better off just kind of focusing on our own plan and not really worrying about what our opponent's doing so much. If this is the last card, how happy are we? There's also the option of trying to take this and fit a Restoration Angel in, which is cute with the Thragtusk. I'd like to have the option to do that. I may not main deck it, but I'd like to have the option to do it. Emergent Sequence is nice ramp. The Foundry makes that sideboard plan more reasonable, and Layer of the Hydra just gives us another... yeah, this is too good. This is just free slot. So here's where we wanted to wield the Rada. We wield the Rada. So I feel like I read the table, which, I mean, is satisfying. We did the thing. And our deck is now complete. We really need to be thinking about what sort of sideboard cards we want. I think Ruin Blaster is very good against the greedy mana decks. I don't really expect to see a lot of those today, but if we do, I'll want access to this. I don't think we have any blue cards that we would want to bring in. No. It's hard for me to imagine a deck that I would want to sideboard in the hostile against. But if there's somebody like super reliant on enchantment-based removal, we could take it. We wield the Rogfall Veil, which was the other duel for us. So we're just going to have absurdly good mana. And I'm pretty pleased with that. We've got creature lands and a dual face land. This is pretty good against flying decks. Like, there's a possibility we'll see one of those. And if somebody's trying to mill us, we could bring it in too, I guess. And we even spun the ram through. Neat. All right, as far as the draft goes, I'm pretty happy with that. We got literally everything we wanted. Cool. I like it. So we've got 3 cuts, technically 2. What's up, Goddess? Oh, we won the draft. That's a good start. I probably just want to go 16 lands and count the Mammoth as 1. Right? That still leaves us with 17. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know how I feel about the wildest dreams here. Like, we don't really have a solid plan for getting stuff in our graveyard other than trading crap off. So that looks like something that could be a cut. So this is basically a best of 3 tournament, Jess, but the idea is we enter a queue and we're playing other people who are also in the queue. So there's not one winner. There's just somebody who's there's people who are going to get to 7 wins and people who aren't, right? The main focus is getting to 3. You get a bunch of draft tokens. If we can do that, I'll be happy. But again, the real prize is scrubbing out, and then you don't have to play cube anymore. You can go back to draft a normal set. So there's really no way to lose. I feel like it would be kind of fun, like silly to cut the Fauna Shaman. I'm not a huge fan of the cubes as they're presented on Arena and Magic Online. But I'm kind of a limited purist. Yeah, I don't think Wildest Dreams is what we want here. I'm so convinced that other people are going to be playing aggressively that I want to bring the Aethersphere Harvester main deck. I've played some really great cubes. I've played some fantastic cubes. I don't know. I tend to think of cube as like Commander, something that could be enjoyed very much among friends and doesn't really situate itself well to being played competitively. But there is a tournament. It is close to limited, so I will play in it. Last cut's tough for me. Kind of thinking, well, this key like draws you so much stuff. Interesting. If you take the Putrefy, is it 2 mana of any color? Yeah, any combination. Okay. The last cut's the toughest part, and it matters. It may need to be the Aethersphere Harvester, and I bring it in against aggro decks, but I kind of like being pre-sideboarded against the aggro decks. I think I'm going to cut the Caravan if that's the situation, because I've still got Rishkar and the key to the archive to get me to the Hornet Queen plus whatever I get off of this. And we're mostly just interested in skipping to 5 with the Thragtusk here. Like, this deck isn't actually ramping that much. Yeah, my favorite Magic card is Borderland Minotaur by a lot. We're a little more green than red. So this would leave me 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I'll just go -1/+1, run a decent mana base here and call it a deck. I'm pretty happy with this. We could win some battles with this. You know what? Oh, Samet was rule. Samet. All right, this is what we've taken. No, I'm not gonna turn off chat, because then you'll just all post like bread and stuff. But I'm not gonna get into debates about the arena economy or whatever today. Bad news for our opponent, they are not going to be able to sideboard. I'm sorry, Andy. I hope you guys are able... Well, I'm glad that you seem to be recovering quickly. I hope that that continues. Things are looking good so far. I'm a little jealous of their slaves. Oh, that's not fair. I'm a lot jealous of their slaves. This comes into play tapped, right? Yeah, so I'm not getting anything that matters there. All we can really do here is attack with the Garganoth, make our choice, do the thing. And I don't see why we wouldn't draw a card. This doesn't have Menace, does it? No. Do I want to trade that for the Sword Tooth? Because I could just go Aethersphere Harvester, Dragon Master, Outcast, pass. Or Key to the Archive, pass. I could also cash this in for something, but I don't know what the hell I'd cash it in for if I've already got this. It can start making flyers. So maybe going to the air is actually the way to do this. Yeah, sure. He can get us any number of things. We don't know what's in it. I think I'd like to go to the air. These taps for any colors though, don't they? No, it's just green. It's just green. Okay. Kind of makes sense. They kind of got the ground covered. So attacking with the Garganoth there doesn't seem great to me. I would really have liked to have had the thing with the stuff. I can kind of do one of these but not the other. Giving everything +1/+1 is interesting, or +1/+0 in haste is interesting because I can attack with the Garganoth, which I think I like. I think I do like it this turn, because if I'm trading it for both the Fauna Shaman and the Wayward Swordtooth, or just the Beanstalk Giant, I think all of a sudden I go from unhappy with this trade to pretty happy with this trade.
The wars are ended through brutal efficiency, not diplomacy. Let your fury instill fear.
It's not so bad. We have not won yet. Still working on that.
Earned my disdain.
So if I take their Swordtooth and +1, what happens? They'd have two blockers. They block the two biggest things, which are here and here. And they would then take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which is really not bad. Considering the Fauna Shaman's dead. All right. All right. I see how you're going to do this. It's not very nice.
My army ever grows.
Get pretty close to just overwhelming them next turn, right? Well, maybe not. They don't need Rixar anymore, but they chose to let me keep him. Okay, cool.
Fight for Avernus, you fiend.
Arg. Complicated magic be happening. I have played D&D before. I do not currently play D&D. This is going to be really hard to break through. But cute to be swingy.
I yield to one of greater skill.
I don't have any attacks anywhere. Alright, let's at least not deal with this Fauna Shaman anymore. I can give them slightly worse top tags. My life total's high enough that I can still attack with these, but it's not great. Because trading them for flying death touch tokens is good. And them taking the 2 damage is good. Wrecked by that heroic intervention. Got a good bit of life gain on that goose too. They shouldn't need the mana for anything now. Just reminding me that you had it? Okay. I knew you had it, that's why I didn't attack with the 3/3. Like, I didn't forget. I think we're looking to hit burn down the house from here. And ideally still have the Aether Sphere Harvester when that's said and done. This classic red-green skies deck over here. It lets us stop Halana, which is something. I think we still have to play as if like top decking burn down the house is really all we've got, because it mostly is. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and knock this out. See if we can top deck the thing we need to top deck. Mostly call it a game. I am now scared of the ground because they can start attacking with the Hydra. I'm pretty sure this doesn't have trample. Yeah, it's just arbitrarily large. So I think we draw a Wrath, we're still playing, and like I said, it'd be nice to have the flyer left over. If we don't draw a Wrath, it's kind of game over, man. Well, that sucks. Huh, okay. The plans are getting more and more far-fetched. It's nice to still have draws. All right, 1 in 23 shot. Top deck. You can do it. It's not what we needed. I'm supposed to scry? So what am I taking next turn? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? I'm supposed to scry something that's not at the bottom. I guess it's an instant I can do it like whenever, but we are on Wrath or Bust. Golden Goose is on the loose and never out of season. I think I'm better, like, taking 5 this turn doesn't actually stop anything, right? Because I'm still just dead to the Glorybringer. But I think I like going face for the Scry, see if we can hit the Wrath, and if we can't, we move along with our life. Alright, all the cards are on the table. The funny part is, like, the Wrath still leaves us dead to the layer of the Hydra, so I think at this point I'm just drawing dead. I mean, what does that do? Probably not enough, but I don't particularly care if they know that I have one. I don't have to do the math. They can do it. Now the counterspell functionally, like this was essentially a negate, right? The negate into the Hornet Queen kind of sealed this one for us. I think the game was actually over then, but because there were a few cards I could draw that could turn things, I was like, let's keep going. Math is actually for attackers. That's one thing people say that they think is funny. But once you get a little bit better at Magic, you recognize, oh, the attackers that need to do the math, not the blockers. But good evening, Surgeon. Guten Abend. Hello, Okish. So I do have a Palladium Mirror. We should be on the lookout for how good our enchantment and artifact hate is. Because it looks not great. Like I might want to take out my own Vandal. Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to be, eh? Blocking is from others. I mean, there's no reason for me not to play it. And I, like, again, this is a tournament. I can get a little bit of mental fatigue offloaded from me and placed upon my opponent. And under those circumstances, why would you not do that? That ain't solving my problems. But again, this is not something that they would be surprised to see in my deck. They have one in their deck. But any chance you can take when you're in a tournament to kind of pass the calculus over to your opponent, that's good. I mean, we're more or less cold to that layer of the Hydra. I can't really think of anything I can do about it. It's not like we're going to draw swords to plowshares, you know? But there's no penalty to me to keep going. Like I imagine I'm ahead on clock. Yeah, I'm ahead on clock. Funny enough, not ahead on timeouts. But I'm just playing quicker and then using the thinking when I need to use the thinking. I keep wanting to pop this to draw 2 cards, but it's not an Eldrazi Archive. Kind of dead now. There's really no point in playing that. I just wanted to complain about this not being a Hedron Archive. Palladium Mirror is probably worth hitting. Like, it's not like you can guarantee to Mask Vandal it. It was a good game, though. It was definitely pendulum in favor of us until it swung back around. So the Ruin Blaster gives us answers to the creature lands, which I might be interested in. The chain web dude is actually not terrible, considering they had a decent amount of flying crap. I don't know that I love it, but like I don't have a whole lot else to do with my graveyard. I certainly don't want to take out the sword. I do kind of want to take out the Aether Sphere Harvester, but I could see board states where that would be good. This isn't what it was here for. How do we feel about Shock? Shock answers the Palladium Mirror really nicely. It answers Fauna Shaman. I'd like to keep Shock. So I think that means I probably don't want the Masked Vandal or the Aether Sphere Harvester. I'm kind of interested in this. And the Ruin Blaster. Hey, what's up, Michael? I heard that there was a bug, and if you're using these Dracula lands, you can't sideboard at all in best of 3. So they may legitimately not be able to sideboard. Exclamation point quality. All right, I can party with this. Really, really? We're certainly trying to sideboard. Dead or butt? Oh, butt's bot. Right. Go, little Arachneer. Only need one, right? Yeah. You're fired. I needed you last game and you show up now? Okay, so we're gonna hit our land drop at least. That's good. Maybe even another one. Be more fun to ram that afterwards, but I may just burn down the house for some devils and try to kill them. Okay, artifact removal comes back in. Sucks to miss the value. So I do want to pop the Great Henge. So I definitely need something for that. I think Wilt may actually be the call. This just doesn't matter. Like, this is better. Because like if we're in that desperate scenario where we have to top deck something that's not willed, I can just cycle it away. But having it at the right time could be pretty clutch. Yeah, at a certain point, you're like, I gotta go. Dropped my wand. That's no good. Hello, Ray. So I have to imagine they're trying to figure out why they can't sideboard. That ain't pretty, but we can try it. They do have Dracula lands. This has a high propensity to flood, which I don't particularly care for. Right. Play a non-basic land! I dare you! I'm saving it. Maybe I'm a monster. They oopsed me like 5 times. I figure we can oops them back. I'm just speaking their language. I don't really either, but I know why people aggressively use everybody grab a leg, and that's because they are men and women of culture. People of culture, we should say. Oops. Excellent. Can work with this. Everybody grab a leg. This one needs more than 2 lands. I think the mammoth is a land here. You're eating 2 Semulin? What happened? Ah, twice the Semulin, twice the fun. I would suggest you open 3 windows simultaneously for maximum Semulining. I think we go here, get him to play that out, and then burn down the house. Can certainly find room for an Electrolyze, but I could also like have up a counterspell in the future, but this seems fine. And I don't think we're looking for a ram through when we have a Primal Might in hand. Yeah, more Semulin is better, obviously.
Let's do this. Oh, today's my lucky day. These would be a pile of ashes. This'll be easy.
Alright, this should put us mostly fine.
Well, that was a disaster.
Boop. The old post-combat Maniform Dargan trigger. So this looks like the early game matchup we were worried about. Leaves me a little cautious about playing the Hornet Queen on the draw against this deck. Like 1 mana removal spell, cheap removal is what I want, and I don't really have access to it. Which kind of sucks her. So I guess we can still consider this as like, hey, maybe we're able to stabilize with it. Or I could take it out and play a Devil's Play. Actually not insane. I probably bring it back in when we go on the play. I'm just worried about getting like seriously out aggroed on the draw. That ain't too shabby. Just can't. I just can't. It's Primal Fight, not Primal Bite. You watch me on YouTube and Twitch at the same time? That's pretty intense. I guess like on modes like this where I'm really focused, there's not as much commentary or chit chat. But I would like to try and win this thing. There's not a whole lot of competitive limited events. So when there are, I try to be good for them. Primal Might gives us an interesting opportunity to race them, provided we can hit a land in the next 2 bits, because like I'm certainly sniping that. Kind of need to hit that land now. I suppose at least Dragon's Guard. Oh, never mind. Okay, we don't apparently need to hit that land. It seems like a really bad attack to me, but I'll take it. Of course, I don't know what's in their hand, so. This means I don't need to feel as pressured about the Planeswalker. This is a fight, right? Deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Yeah. We just punch it. Yeah, they can ping the Shaman, but like we're not winning with the Shaman. Yeah, if it was a fight, we could have killed it with the Elite. Fair point. This puts it to where if they want to use her as a removal spell for the Elite, they have to get rid of her. Gone. Like, we win this game with the Garganoth, or we don't, right? Like, the Dragon Master Outcast is a lot more valuable when you have 5 lands and you're looking to top deck another one than when you've been stuck on 4 for a little bit. Congratulations. Hello, Rachel. I kind of assumed these were trading. All right. We've been cleaved, yo. That sucks. Big Mac. Unglued. Thank you both for the subs. Much appreciated, my friends. Y'all spam some cats for Big Mac and Unglued. Thank you both very much.
Yup, you're going down.
Everybody grab a leg. I really need to screen cap this deck. This just kills us though, right? So I don't think there's actually a creature I can go get that does anything. Michael, thank you for the gift sub. I suppose there's no harm in looking, because like we're basically done here. We just missed a land. It's going to be. Oh, it is. Neat. There you go. I wouldn't say this is looking good for us, but we get another turn. This is 1 damage, right? No, it's 2. Yeah, you're probably not getting better than preventing 2 damage. Dengarth, thank you for the gift sub. Looking after the other Scots, I see. It's good to be Semulin, Jess. I'm a happy boy. Much cat spam is in order. Thank you all very much. I'll probably put this on YouTube. I gotta get up here to get to my cat spam. Those are not cats. Nice fish. Weren't I dead to slightly different gameplay? Oh, I mean, I'm mostly dead to this too. Because that lands a wee bit late. Like I can make one blocker, but they just plus Chandra and kill me, right? All right, so with the Embercleave, I am pretty interested in Wilt as well. And I don't think this game's actually going to come down to the Sword of Body and Mind. That's not really what that's for. Yeah, I'm game with this. I also think I kind of like keeping the Devil's play. So let's do that. How's the finals going? We are up. We've won one of our matches, and we're now 1-1 in match 2. I'm a little less focused on chat today just because I would like to try and win this thing. So if I don't catch anything y'all are saying, my apologies. Be kind to each other. I remember Jess. I remember.
Trixie Hobbiters.
He's mighty, mighty. We do want to be on to play against this deck. I mean, I wouldn't say that's perfect, but I'll take it. Descry a land at the bottom. Chalk their 1-drop. Approach Garganoth manas. I might cycle through that Wild. This is the matchup Aethersphere Harvester was brought in for, so pretty happy to see that one. Scarab makes dudes, right? Pumps creatures makes dudes. That's a problem. Because all of a sudden theirs is bigger. I don't much care for that. That's bad news. But this comes into play tapped unless I control 2 or more other lands, so it's fine to play this. We can Garganoth. I think I want to Garganoth. I could also make a 6-powered lifelink attacker for a turn. Maybe that's the surprise at the end. After we have Gargan all of the Noths. I guess it is Gargaroth. I thought it was Gargonoth. But, I mean, reading and talking obviously isn't my job. Thank you all for the hype train. Much appreciated. Derp. I think this game's going to be decided over the next. And it'd be swell to be able to do two things, but I kind of can't. I'm pretty sure if they kill my Rada, we lose. And if they don't, I might just win. Going to block with Halana and Alana. Righto. All right, let's take our time and think through this. I have 6 mana. I can Garrick, give this +3/+3 and trample, making it 9. And then swing with this and the Aether Sphere Harvester, which would be lethal. And necessitate them chump blocking with Rada. Now they have something and I don't know what it is, but I don't think that I'm in a position to be able to play around it. I get most of the same thing. This would be 7, 8, 9, 10. No, that's not enough. It would have to be Garrick plus go. Bloody terrifying, but I think this is the line.
Dare you to stop this?
Oh crap, that's what they're holding up. Well, that's not great, I'm dead. 7 + 6 is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Like, I'm not quite dead, but I am mostly dead. Because that's pretty dang close to just straight up killing me. So it's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, I'm dead. If they have a land. I'm assuming they have a land. If they don't have a land, we get another turn. I am now dead. That's a shame. Any line we try to take there gets wrecked, right? Because if we try to pump the Rada, they kill the Rada. Like the instant speed removal spell there is just too good. I was kind of counting on having the chump blocking token to get us there, which didn't. There's a lightning bolt. We win this game. Win this game? That might be a bit much. Well, I mean, they've got a 7/7, right? I don't really want to attack a 6/6 into a 7/7. Yeah, it depends on what you're going to play around, eh? That was unfortunate, but it doesn't knock us out. Of the many paths that lead to us getting the win, one of them is losing the second match. And it's important to remember the real prize is after this we don't have to play cube anymore, so aren't we all winners anyway? Can work with this. Unlikely to be how we're beating the stack. Because they're either sacrifice or aggro. Should totally take that Kazandu Mammoth. I'm hopeful that they don't know. No, they know. Why do they know? I feel pretty comfortable blocking that. I don't know why I wouldn't. Like, we're not getting full value on the wrist scar, but I'm okay with that. A lot of tap lands if we don't survive this, but we'll see. What is your last card? It is a Sarkin.
Your end has arrived.
I will need to kill the Sarkin. Kind of sucks because this is all we're going to get out of our dragon.
Only human.
This is looking a little better. You stop it. No. Pretty good, Michael. That was a top deck you could have. All right. We need to be able to soak 6 points of damage. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I kill him in 2 hits with this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 twice does not kill them. Although, it kind of does. Because I'd have this, right? So they'd take 7 and then I just kill them with this. Assuming they don't top deck anything. Yeah, if I'd blocked with a 1/1, we die. I hope I didn't miscount here. I may have. It's itself in one other land, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So can I kill them now? I could play this and give it haste for 4. That would be these and that. And then they block the largest, and we'd send this 2, which would be a 2/2. They'd block the largest thing, which would be this, and then take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if this is a land or something irrelevant, we win. If it's not, we just have the same situation next turn. Because this is technically lethal. And then send this for as a 2/2. I think we go for it. Yeah, if they had something, we should have been dead last turn, so I don't think they have anything now. Like if they had any removal spell, they'd have killed they'd have waited for me to activate, killed it, and then killed me. Since they didn't, I have to assume that means they don't have anything. Like they didn't even attack. I don't think winning is scary. Kind of like the Wilt again. That's their jam. And Secure the Critics just has not impressed me, realistically. I think I'm down with this. I'd be dead if they had a flash creature. The Hydra didn't trade for their dude. It jump blocked it. The only reason for them not to attack is they drew a land and have Jack squat and recognize that they're dead on the crack bag. They have a flash creature, they attack, make me chump block, and assume I have nothing. And they win. Like, I think as soon as they passed, we just won the game. A little slow, but work with it. Awkward, but you gotta go. This hand needs 4 quickly. I can always fetch it up later if I need it. Wait a minute, I can fight that and get the sword in play, can't I? Yeah. Oh, it just comes back to hand? Lame. I don't know why I was thinking that it just came back into play. But we'll take it. Dad, do another hit from that. Can't really do it this turn, but I think we're in okay shape. I think we probably win this one unless they have something pretty impressive. It would appear they did not have something pretty impressive. So that puts us at 2-1 so far, which basically if I 2-1 it again, we get a cool sleeve. And if I spike, 4 wins before we get our third loss, then we get this Nito avatar. I already have these lands, which is kind of weird. I don't really like that being the prize, but it is what it is. All right, I'm going to go get a snack and make some tea, and then we'll do it again. Not used to smoldering egg. Boros, they might be Jeskai. It's just a little chilly down here. I mean, that's why you don't see Boros egg very often. I have no idea what they're doing. Which means we really can't fiddle with this much. Good call, Ewan. As we suspected, they are Jeskai. Jeskai Mana Screw seems to be the archetype. Some days you're the statue, some days you're the pigeon. Get pooped on. All right, so we got what I most wanted, which was the 3 draft tokens. That's super cool. That's super cool. So we can have some drafts, not worry so much about expenses and such. Next goal is these sleeves, which I do think are cool. And then maybe this Jace avatar, assuming it's different from the Jace avatar you already have. But I'm pretty happy we hit the draft tokens. That's cool. That's cool. It's a keeper, it ain't pretty. Multiple lands would certainly be good. There's some opportunity to trash expensive cards to look for cheap cards, which does thin something out of the deck that's not a land, which I think I would probably be interested in. But I think for now, we're just going to try to be stable and hope that we hit our next land. I think that's a fine thing to use a removal spell on. Most of what I was interested in was how quickly this hand could go from 4 to 6, and the Sword of Body and Mind. Member? I'm member. That's a bit rough. I may need to pitch the Hornet Queen. Like, we're not getting to that much mana, I don't think. We do not have any mana dorks to fetch. We've got Rixar to fetch, which I'll be fetching. But, like, I also can't cast him, right? I'd need another land to even be able to cast him. And it's kind of awkward to pitch the Hornet Queen, you know? That's awesome, Ewan. I'm happy to hear it. It would appear we are not fetching anything. Oh, we've needed a land for like the past 5 draws. Okay, now them being ahead is getting started. Because that's significant damage beginning to come in. I mean, it was scary before they had the removal spell. Can't do as much as I might like on 3. Especially with the tap land. Yeah, we're probably too far behind to win. Sucks. Imagine it's not entirely over. It's mostly over. Next turn, a chump block and take lethal. This is done. Nothing I can draw here that's going to change it. Planeswalker doesn't do anything either, right? Because of the trample. Well, I could have the first strike. Again, let's offload this onto my opponent. I don't need to think through this.
Devotion to victory.
I'm pretty sure this doesn't work. I don't have to stress about it, though. is like, I can put the token in front of the Daredevil, let it first strike down, kill the Blood Artist. It's probably still more triggers, but I don't... Okay, yeah. That's incredibly dead. I was just like, why would I bother doing math? I can make them do it. Yeah, cube is all synergy cards and powerful cards. There's nothing but archetypes. The easiest way to think of cube is to imagine the best Magic decks throughout history, and someone grabbed 60 of them at random, threw them into a trash can, shook it up, and then made packs out of that trash can for you to draft. I mean, that was just mana screw. I don't need to be too mad at the tag for that. Yeah, I again don't think that this is one of the best designed cubes I've ever seen, but like, whatevs. It's not terrible. But I don't like cube that much to begin with. I just like regular drafting. What I really like is sealed, but lol, sealed in this economy. Foul. I want to make my own cube one day. All right, focus. Go. Well, I do eventually want to move more of my content to stuff like that we can do together. Like the History of Draft project was a lot of fun, and we're just getting started on it. Like I want more things like that to do. The first one of those is up on YouTube, by the by, ! YouTube, and you can check it out. It's an Ixalan draft. I don't know that I can beat Garbage Andy's cube as far as cube design. He built a trash cube and took all of the cards that performed the worst in every limited format from 17 lands data, and that's the cube. Like, that is sheer genius. All right. I can work with this. Oh, I can't get my Garrick. I have a Dragon Master Outcast. Grab a leg. Be our guest, be our guest. Put this magic to the test. Whoa! I rather got my goat there. think I'm alright making a token. Like red mana would be swell. Like they're color screwed too.
Windy skies,
And presumably mana screwed or they wouldn't have played out this removal spell.
always growing.
Seems perfectly reasonable to me. Interesting. I think I'll take this and hit red mana and we'll be laughing. I mean, even if we don't, it's not that bad. Still rather hit the red. It's kind of stupid now. I probably should have made the Hydra for 2. Yeah, I think I could have done better than that. If I animate the Hydra for 2 and swing with that, that's a better line. That's a much better line. It means that they can't really attack with the Woe Strider. So right now I'm giving them a very good opportunity to race me with the decisions I'm making. And that one's like, do you want to block and sack to prevent 2 damage while I still have a 5 power blocker back? Or just take it and I still have the blocker. Like, it's a much wider life swing. But it doesn't super matter because the attacking portion is now over for us if we don't start hitting red mana. Okay, there's the red mana. Neat. I mean, Day of Judgment seems okay-ish. But this has got escape. This comes back. Like, this all just recurs. 4, 5, 6, 7. Do we just want to approach with the second sun and just... There's our win con? So I can kind of hide behind this Love-Struck Beast for a minute or two. This is really stupid, but I think it's the right call. Hate's a strong word for me. I'm not interested in participating in that style of game. Like, I just don't want to play that stuff.
What's better than having a plan? Basically, anything. Go get 'em, buddies!
Not sending more. Let's keep their mana occupied on this, because this is probably going to kill me before I can draw to that, but we'll see. I think this is my best shot, but it ain't a great shot. How many subscribers we have? I would need something like burn down the house and for them to have auto-passed. I think we're mostly dead here. It's interesting how it, like, Approach of the Second Sun isn't great in an average Gruul deck. Go figure. Why are you still here? I don't want to see you. So I could try to keep the Outcast alive. Shock that and burn this, I guess, is where I'm at. But I still feel like that's just too much damage coming in. Well, technically, I could scry another one deeper, right? But what if I just, Scare the Critics here. I'm trying to figure out if there's a possible way for me to get deep enough. I don't think there actually is. Yeah, I don't think there actually is. So we may be in a position to shock this and then kill the Chandra this way. That kind of puts me on chump blocking with the Dragon Master Outcast, which I don't love. But, like, isn't Chandra just going to wreck us? Because that's 2 damage every turn. We're taking 5, 6, 7, 8, as opposed to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're just dead. It's been a fun attempt, but we were not winning this game. They drew their second color before we did. And they get to win the video game.
I'm late to meditation anyway.
Yeah, but we can basically stop counting after 9 damage, right? Like, I can only count to 4.
I know. I am hot, aren't I? Stop, drop, and roll won't help you, buddy.
Yes, it is. A wet fart was lethal. I'm pretty sure just like entombing the Woe Strider was lethal too, but I didn't bother counting, right? They can already just sack stuff to this. Doesn't matter what they do. It's all right. We got the most important prize. The one I was most interested in was the draft tokens, because that means that this whole thing was just like plus EV, and there's not a lot of opportunities to go plus EV in Arena, so I'm tickled. I would like to just scam off 3 in a row, so we'll see if we can do it. We've got one more loss to give, but the big prize has already been won, so I'm happy. Dark angle. There's some Wonderlanders I'll keep. This ain't one of them. I think I can keep this one. Like, I'm gonna send this back and hope we're not up against aggro. This needs basically 1 land to get to play, and if it's green, I think it's a really strong start. If it's not, we probably just lose, and it's okay. Happy Saturday, Skullinate. Got, what, 10 green sources in the deck? Not one of them. But it will let us kill the Priest of the Forgotten Gods before it really starts to do anything annoying. But you say that, and then you go look for the Wrath of God. But you don't hit it. So what do you do then? Electrolyze looks fine. Yeah, Decathlon starts 2 hours and 36 minutes ago. Need to just kill that junk. Croker, thank you for the resub. This is when anything dies, right? Yes, I'm gonna need to kill it. Pretty happy about that. Man, I feel like I got a free Mindslaver. Chimau! It's all the gutter bones. That's weird. Yeah, there's a Mardu Sag deck. I've drafted it approximately 6,000 times. Hey, what's up, Possums? Good to see you, bud.
Long time no see.
Thank you very much for the resub. Y'all spam some cats for possums. I use they please, nobody. We don't know if it's a boy or girl or neither. And everybody can play Magic. Be a big game to hit a land off of Rada here. Smaller game, but still game. What do you do at the end? Something zombies? It's gonna be difficult to work with the Hornet Queen. It's like a little baby dragon. Little baby dragon. I don't know that I have anything that answers Elishnor. Which is another one of those super fun cards to play with and against. Maybe they're willing to sack it. I like that. I like that as our plan. We're kind of drawing cold with Riskar here. An incredibly large Primal Might, another land I could potentially attack. I'm trying to think of what keeps them back the longest, and I think it might be just making a token here.
Farmer fertilizes crops. You're gonna.
Like, it's a 1/1. It's not great. That makes things a lot more difficult. Under the right circumstances, a burn down the house might do something as well, but that's going to take some interesting decisions. Well, I can't make another... Yeah, I can make another token. Okay. If they play a creature here, I'm just up a loyalty token. That's fine. I don't really think we have a lot of options.
Well, unfortunately for
Oh,
you,
I guess it's then. Oh, it doesn't really matter. Nothing really matters. Maybe we'll just kill him with our 4-mana Windrake. We got the 3 wins, which I think was the biggest break point there. I don't think there's a way we win from here, but sure, let's pretend. I tried to go in planning to draft an aggressive red deck, and there just weren't enough red cards open for me to really pull it off. I do think I was the only one in it. There were a couple places where evidence would suggest that. I can't do anything here. Game over, man. I would like to win one more just so I get the cool sleeve, but like, I'll deal. It was interesting though, in practice, practicing for this, I was able to get the aggro decks to come together pretty consistently.
You'll learn the power of death.
Didn't work here. This is just like black-white stuff with Elishnorn Unburial Right. Not really a sag tag. They've got a decent amount of sagas, but I kind of don't care about those. Restoration Angel's probably the biggest thing to remember. I think I could go, well, with the saga that removes my graveyard, that seems a bit ambitious. Now, I may not have a lot of options here. Play Restoration Angel of my own. I don't need the Harvester. It's kind of bonkers, but I think it's actually reasonable. I can give this a try. Need to win this one if we're going to keep going. Not a good opener. Gonna have to send that one back. This, however, has some potential. I think we send back the Crag. Well, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If that's what I'm doing, we just send back the Mammoth. Either that or the Skewer. Maybe it's the Skewer. The Mammoth is kind of a plan on the play. I mean, it's kind of the only plan we have. And like Mammoth and Dorada is at least something. Like, is this 2 looks at a land? awkward, but we take it. So the mulligan's basically undone now. Hello, Courtney. That sucks. I was using that. I said we were going to have to remember the angel, and then I didn't. But we got enough value off of her. Demonic pooter, huh? The old demonic tutor for a land. Classy. I'd rather just Garrick into Outcast. Well, yeah, we definitely wanted to be able to get this with their Elish Norn, right? That's a nightmare. Oh, I know Orcish. Magic, thank you for the host.
I like to think big.
Rawr. And they're like just casting 7-drops by putting them in their deck. Like, yeah, I'll play 7-drops. It's a big deal. I'm a little nervous about Sword of Body and Mind against this deck. I just don't... it's also weird to be like, I guess if they draw Elish, we just die. Maybe I do this. Because I'd like just dying not to be our solution. Or at least to have a few things that I could hope to top deck if things go poorly. It's a lot of lands, but can't cast your spells without lands. So. I hope you win the next one. It's a pretty good run though, Technoshaman. You did good, bud.
My packs always grew.
I don't know how I beat the Elish if they have it. All right. That's not Elish Norn.
That was a short hunt.
That's Elish Norn. Okay. I don't think exiling the Simulacrum does anything. I imagine they just slam Elish and it's game over. Okay, exiling the Simulacrum would have done something. I was so convinced they got it, but they might have gotten the Valorous done. Guess there's really no way to win from here. One, two, three, four, five, six. They need to kill me this turn. Just shoot him in the face. I was so convinced we'd lost that, and then we didn't. Sure, you got me. Boop. All right, I guess we're still going. I was sure that was the end, and it was game over, man, but then it wasn't, and that's pretty sweet. That means we got the fancy gold sleeves, which is cool. So the next goal, yeah, that price yet eludes me, sadly. Yeah, I think I lose if they got Elish. I don't know what they were doing, but I also don't know what was in their hand. I think it was quote 389. No, no one lander for me today, thank you. All right. Well, it's safer just to send back Garrick, isn't it? It's a lot safer to send back Garrick. I don't know what I'm up against yet, but I'm basically looking for land or non-land here, right? Like, I think I can keep that because I can pitch it to the Fauna Shaman, but it's a little risky. I forgot about Ranger class. That's a solid card. Sucks to have to do it like this. Hey, what's up, Cawthorn? We're doing pretty good. We're getting pretty far, too. But I don't have any more losses to give, so we need to keep winning. I actually do want the avatar. I love the cosmetics, especially exclusive ones. There's an avatar that's like right before one card from Kamigawa. It's not a full set of Kamigawa, by the way. It's one card. It's one copy of all of the cards, I think. The one right before that is a exclusive Jace avatar. A brawl set of Kamigawa. That's pretty good. Man. Oh, that's so frustrating. It's so bad for me. Like, I had the thing to do the stuff, but then... Oh man, can you imagine the blow... I guess it's not that big a blowout, but... I can't trade 3 for 4. Just can't do it. They've got so much action in hand, and I don't. This concerns the Travis. Wow. Friendos, I have bad news if you like seeing me win events. I think we hit Sword of Body and Mind basically right now, or this is game over. But this is why the Sword of Body and Mind is in the deck for the person that was asking earlier. Because it kind of just sort of wins. We would chomp and take 2, 4, 8, 9. I can't chomp. I can't chomp if we're looking for that to win. It's almost, it's also still not enough. I kind of need them to like, they really need to screw up. Okay, that does it. I can now kill them if the top card is Sword of Body and Mind. I needed them to draw a card, not play anything that's not green, and not attack for lethal. And all of that has happened. So, if Sword of Body and Mind is the top card of our library, we win. One-time dealer for justice. Yeah! But we put ourselves into a spot where we had a top deck to win. I'm game for that. Definitely game for that. So a lot of their deck. It is a pretty good Gruul deck. Burning down the house. But the Aethersphere Harvester really isn't here to play against them, but I can't take out enough artifacts to like make this any good. Because the Sword of Body and Mind is so good, and this can threaten Planeswalkers, which I have the same Planeswalkers they do. Devil's Play makes some sense, but I'm not sure what to cut for it. Maybe the Battlecry Goblin. Meh. I want the Ruin Blaster too. They've got creature lands. I want both of these. I don't actually want the Battlecry Goblin. Does Burn Down the House actually kill anything that matters? Kinda. I'm going to have to end up cutting something from here, and I think the only thing it really can be is either the Skewer the Critics or the Harvester. And I think I can't burn that. I know what we burn. We burn Play with Fire. They've got a lot of X3s I need to kill. Not really, like X2s I'd like to kill, but not any X2s I have to kill. All right. Everybody grab a leg. We got the important one. We got the important win. So I would say overall good. It's 3 wins get you the tokens. It looks like 4, but it shows 0 in there. I thought it was 4-2 initially. What does that do? Make a 1-1. So that can be Devil's Played next turn, is what you're saying. And if it's Devil's Played next turn, we kind of just blow all of this out. Although that triggers an upkeep, doesn't it? So if I just Devil's Play it now, it doesn't even do anything. That's when sagas happen, right? Pretty sure it is. I'll smack him in the face or play a Planeswalker. I don't want to smack him in the face, but I think I might just play the Planeswalker. Because then I can have a hasty Thragtusk next turn and things start getting interesting.
A whisper of mine. You into the fray. For Avernus and for victory.
I feel like we probably got this one, but we'll see. It looks like a victory to me.
Come to me.
Just make sure I do it right. Ram 3 is almost lethal on its own. It's funny.
Rain hellfire on them.
Oh, she doesn't give trample. I thought she gave trample. Interesting. I mean, it doesn't matter. But I was somehow convinced that she gave trample.
Listen, I will consume you.
All right, still in it. Kind of want wilt. Now that I have seen more. What do I don't want? Maybe just that harvester. Yeah, if one of the planeswalkers I'm trying to threaten is farting out 4/4 dragons, then that's not going to work either. I hope you get a Techno Shaman. All right. Well, then I don't know how you're keeping score, because that seems inappropriate. If that's not the way to win, then I don't want to play.
Magnificent! Come on!
No, why? 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 I forgot. That could have been very nice. That was my intention. I was going to do both, but Auto Tapper got me, and that was sad.
They are coming!
I mean, that would be kind of appropriate to, like, end on loss due to Auto Tapper, you know? The plan was to skewer one and Devil's Play the other, and then not have to deal with it, any of it. But if I need to, I can just kill the Sarkin and then grind this out, I think.
Come
mean, this kind of starts to close things out nicely, right?
The dragon does not lose.
I mean, looks to me like the dragon lost. But you do you. A swing team, they would block 2 things, take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. They're dead to me swinging team too, right? Like if they block the 2 biggest things, it's these 2. They're taking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bye. Good grief. How much longer do I have to play this deck? All right, we have now acquired 4 mythic wild cards, which is cool. I only have 246 of them, so these 4 are super useful. If we get one more win, I do actually care about this. This would be kind of cool to get. This deck is your new child. No, negative. Well, I don't think it's not designed. There you go. Okay. I was going to say, they understand Magic. I think they just don't understand Limited. But Limited is casual. I mean, realistically, Magic's casual these days, and that's okay. This is my competitive Limited-ish event, and I'm going to be happy about it. A good hand, but this one's kind of not. But like, I'll deal. All right, do your thing, Earthshaker. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Good grief. Don't like whiffing on the land there. That makes me unhappy. Oh, maybe it wasn't so bad. Looks like with 6 mana, the Demonic Tutor should be pretty damn good. I should let the Primal Might go with this hand. If they're not blocking with that, it's because they're going to blanket next turn, so we ain't doing that. Do we have anything that's just lethal? Like, activating the layer looks pretty close to lethal. I guess we'll go look. Sword's got to be pretty close to lethal too, right? They're at 24. If I could play an equipped sword, they can't do anything with it. Devil's Play's not in the deck, so it's unlikely that we'll tutor up Devil's Play. We've got play fire with fire, so we could swing here to take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, play with fire is lethal. If they block this and this, they take 1, 2, 3. They take 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's lethal like a couple different ways. I guess the only way it's not lethal is if they just block the Kenra and the layer of the Hydra, but then it'll just kill them the next turn. That puts them mostly dead to these tokens, which I think is fine. This is all fine by me. Because they're going to need to gain a lot more life than I think they can gain. We're still pretty close to lethal, but not quite there. They had to conjure a copy of Thragtusk, huh? Seems fair. Ran through is not going to be terribly useful, and the Dragon Master Outcast is not going to trigger, but they're so close to dead. Yeah, they can't Wrath, and they can't just flip the Celestus. Like they're going to need another way to gain life from here. Yeah, if we could ram our own dudes into each other, we'd win. Why won't you just die? You hush, possums. Don't you put that mojo on me? I got enough tokens to do one run. No, you get you can play however many times you got the tokens for. Yeah, if you have the token, you can play until you run out of tokens. I'm gonna need a little help here. Because they have answered everything right after I had the call. Dude. This sucks. I think we're in garbage. I think they've won the game and we are now in garbage time. Seems like fun. They exile their Devil's Play. Oh, it doesn't matter because they've got rollovers up. Corruption. So I think the trick to beating them is we'll just take all of the creatures out of our deck so that their clone dude doesn't do anything. I think it's a solid plan. They flashed back memory deluge too, did they? That's funny. Hey, that's valuable knowledge right there. Yeah, as far as these things go, it wasn't that bad. They are down to 6 cards for what it's worth. The Sword of Body and Mind could be incredibly interesting. That would be my guess too. It's probably what they're planning to win with. I don't think it's going to come down to clock. We got plenty of clock left. But yeah, I'm not scooping. Like if it ever does, I don't know. Certainly don't know on that. We don't block anything here on the off chance that the top card is the Sword of Body and Mind. And that all of those cards in their hand don't do anything, which all seems incredibly unlikely to me, but... Okay, sword is no longer lethal. I don't know what Honored Heirloom is. You'll need to card Honored Heirloom for me if you want a legitimate answer on that. We're basically done here, eh? Oh, no, that is not a land. When I say lands, I mean cards that in this line says lands. You can certainly play 16 lands in an Honored Heirloom, but I can't imagine many decks that would want to. I think we're just dead here. I'll give it another turn, though. I think I got a little too eager to close the game with the chalk. I mean, somewhat obviously. This is a whole different deck we're up against now. I need to keep obscure the critics. I can peel the harvester. That's not what that's for. Yeah, I like the ruined blaster here. Be nice to not have to mulligan in one of these. This is pretty keepable. Mainly because of the sword. Like, I'm pretty sure if I land that and connect once, the game's over. Probably need another land. I mean, realistically, I need 2 more land, but it's a start. No, thank you. All right, let's see if you're sitting on another counter. That should terrify you. Unless they already have Mizzix's Mastery in hand. I guess if they don't, I'm going to mill them to it. All right.
I've got an axe to grind. Wanna help? Unfortunately for you, they're quite hungry.
Go where we want to be. I was going to plus Garrick on the Goblin. Was the plan until they just showed me that they were dead. And I liked that better. Like, that was way better. Would prefer them being dead. March bloody perfect. Hello, commanders. My opponent is a person of culture. It's like a sensor. Could also be hieroglyphic illumination. It showed us both. Dread, eh? Seems like fun. Seems like less fun now. Seems like more fun now. You always had a purple check mark. No, I had to apply to be a Twitch partner like everybody else. So, this is the longest I could have possibly been playing this event. Which is ridiculous. But we got our new avatar. Like, I'm obviously putting that on right now.
A manipulation.
That's Jace. Where's the new one? Do I not get it until the event ends? Maybe I don't get it until the event ends.
I am a god once again.
So if we resign now, I'll have it. Turn 1 Dragon Master Outcast? That seems pretty absurd. It's been fun to play into, to be fair. If you get 7 wins, you don't have to play Cube anymore. But also you get 1 copy of every card from the new set. Good trade, you should take it. Okay, happy with that. I could have done this earlier and make them not trade, but I want to trade with the Skoos. I am scared of the Skoos. Dang it, Bobby. The plan was we were going to draw some lands and get to play Magic. Oh no, I forgot that they could do that because I'm stupid. I didn't forget that they could do that. Probably gonna want Wilt with what I've seen so far. Maybe we don't need the skewer. Let's try that. I didn't see a lot of their deck. Alright.
Fight like your soul depends. Get in formation.
I feel like we're in decent shape here.
Unleash your ferocity.
We've been fooled.
My fire will rage again. Tear them
They're dead.
down and run them over.
Relentless assault, sort of body and mind, get wrecked. But now we need to take a couple screen caps because there were a lot of people that asked me why I only got one entry into the finals for the Decathlon. And I think a much more reasonable question is, why would you ever need more than one entry into the Decathlon? So give me just a moment as we make our content. And a big thank you, of course, to my patrons, Paul, Punk, Hero, Joe, Jesse, Jacob, Scott, Basti, Rich, Michael, Brandon, and John. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.